Today, we're going to peel back the layers of Bangkok's Grand Palace with its golden spires and jeweled walls. And trust me, this is way more than just a tourist stop. It's a cosmic diagram, a seat of immense power, and a city of secrets, all rolled into one incredible place. So let's get into it. To really understand the palace, you've got to start with Bangkok's ceremonial name. It's a mouthful. But this isn't just a fancy title, it's a mission statement. It declares that this isn't just any city. It's meant to be a replica of heaven itself, a divine project right from the very start. And there it is. Just look at it. The Grand Palace wasn't just in Bangkok. For centuries, it pretty much was Bangkok. We're talking about the center of the kingdom, the nation, and, in the Thai worldview, the center of the entire cosmos. Okay, so to really get what the palace is all about, first we have to zoom out and look at the city's incredible design. This wasn't just city planning. This was architecture as theology. It was a blueprint for power written right onto the landscape. The old city's formal name, Ratanako Sin, literally means the jewel of Indra. Now, in Brahmin cosmology, Indra is basically the lord of the heavens. So the idea was to build his home right here on Earth, a physical version of divine order. Now, this is where it gets really cool. You can see that cosmic idea in action right here. Early Bangkok was designed as a mandala, a kind of sacred diagram. And the palace, it isn't just located in the middle, it is the middle, the sacred center where all power and influence radiate from. And here's the crucial point. None of this was just for looks. The whole layout, the city as a mandala, the palace as the mythical Mount Meru, it all served to establish the king as a divine figure on Earth. Every little detail, right down to using Indra's signature green color, was designed to legitimize the Chakri dynasty's right to rule. All right, so let's zoom in from that grand city plan to its spiritual core, the Chapel of the Emerald Buddha. This place holds what is, without a doubt, the kingdom's most sacred treasure. Everyone's heard of the Emerald Buddha. It's considered the protector of the kingdom, a powerful symbol of legitimacy. But there's a fascinating little secret about it. That's right, the single most famous emerald in all of Thailand isn't actually an emerald. And this one simple fact unlocks a whole other layer of meaning. Turns out, this statue is carved from one single block of grayish-green jasper. Its incredible value isn't about the material it's made from, but from its amazing history and powerful symbolism. The name just comes from its color, not what it's made of. And this brings us right back to our main theme. See, the color is everything. Why green? Because green is the color of Indra. The statue's color connects it directly to that whole celestial city idea, representing fertility and Indra's life-giving reign. It's the perfect guardian for a kingdom that depends on its agriculture. Okay, so from that spiritual heart, let's move over to the administrative and ceremonial center, the middle court. This is where all that divine authority we've been talking about was actually translated into earthly power. You can literally see a story told in the architecture here. On one side, you've got the Phra Kaew, which is pure traditional Thai style, the private heart of the monarchy. But then you look at the Chakri Maha Prasat Throne Hall, and it's this fascinating mix, a European-style body with Thai spires on top. That building just perfectly captures Siam's delicate dance with the West in the 19th century, trying to modernize while fiercely protecting its own identity. And don't think for a second this is all just a museum. Inside that traditional complex is the Faizan Thaksin Hall. This is the sacred space where every single king of the dynasty has been crowned. It is a living, breathing link to the very beginning of this era. So yeah, the middle court was really the kingdom's grand stage. We're talking royal coronations, huge state dinners for visiting dignitaries, meetings with ambassadors. This was the nerve center where Siam met the world and really asserted its own power. But behind all those public halls of power, there's the most mysterious part of the palace. We're now peeling back the final layer, stepping into the forbidden, secret world of the inner court. At its peak, this was the population of the inner court, 3,000 people. Think about that, 3,000 people living in this secluded world that almost no men were ever allowed to enter. It was truly a city within a city. It was known as the Phai Nai, which means the inside, and it was exactly that, a completely self-sufficient world run almost entirely by women. It had its own government, its own laws, its own shops, even its own female guards. Life inside was governed by this really complex social ladder. Right at the top, you had the queens and high-ranking consorts. Below them were the minor wives, then the royal children who'd live here until they hit puberty, and then this huge population of ladies-in-waiting and servants who made the whole world turn. So who kept the peace in this forbidden city? Well, this quote from a historical account just brings it to life. Imagine that, an entire city patrolled and secured by a force of tough-looking Amazons, making sure the king's private world stayed secret and sacred. Now, royal polygamy officially ended in the early 20th century, and the Phra Kaew is silent today. So let's zoom back out. How is this incredible cosmic masterpiece being preserved in the 21st century? Well, it hasn't been easy. The modern conservation movement really kicked off in the 60s with what they called an action brigade, and they were literally fighting to save historical sites from being demolished. That whole movement got a huge boost for the city's bicentennial in 1982, which led to major reconstructions. And that work is still going on today. And this clock tower is a perfect symbol of all those efforts. It was first built by King Rama IV, but it was actually demolished at one point. So its reconstruction for the 1982 celebration became this powerful, visible sign that Bangkok was committed to bringing its history back to life. So we end here. The Grand Palace isn't just some relic of the past. It's really the anchor of Bangkok's entire identity. And it leaves us with this huge question, one that faces any great historical city. How do you honor a sacred cosmic blueprint while you're racing to build a modern metropolis? The story of the Grand Palace, it seems, is still being written.